How's it hanging, guys? Aaron from PhoneDog.com. You know, this year has been chock full of tablets, be it the LG G Slate, the Motorola Xoom, BlackBerry Playbook, tablets, all across the spectrum. But I have in my hand what is quite possibly one of the most popular tablets out there. At least that's what you say. It's one of the most popular tablets out there. Here it is, the Galaxy Tab 10.1, made by Samsung. This is a Google I/O version that we got at Google I/O for attending. 5,000 given away to all 5,000 attendees, and you can see that it's got that special edition Google I/O back cover as well. So we saw this at Mobile World Congress. They've changed the design around a little bit for the States. Nice thin light device with an awesome feature set. Is this the tablet to have when it comes out? The rumor's June 8th. But of course, as you know, those dates can always change. Is this the tablet to have? Should you go with the Playbook, the Xoom, something else in the market? We're going to try and find that out in the review. But first, special thanks to our friends at Best Buy. They haven't hooked us up with tablets, but what they do is hook us up with phones so we can give them to you in the One Paw Bandit game. Cool smartphones, Droid X2s, Sidekick 4Gs, things like that. When you go to Best Buy Mobile, you don't pay rebates. You walk out the door paying that after rebate price. So if it's $199 after rebate, that's the price you're paying at Best Buy Mobile. Enough of that, let's get into it. Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, is this a tablet to have? Let's take a look at the Android market and see how it's changed, because like I said, if you haven't seen one of the tablet videos, the market's very different on a 10.1-inch tablet than it is on an Android 2.3 powered device, you know, smartphone, things like that. So we can bring up, you'll see featured tablet apps. So you can download two types of apps. You can download tablet apps, and you can download the some of the regular phone apps as well. And then you can download books, because Google Books is part of the Android market. So you can jump over here to Books. If you want to, we can look at some of those, some of the popular top-rated books, go through the carousel up here at the top, excuse me, frog in my throat, and go down here to Editor's Choice, top grossing apps, top free apps, etc., and then scroll through the various categories. So we can go to search, and let's say we want to search for a Twitter client. Let's do, if I can spell Twitter, and then it brings up some of the different Twitter clients. So you have Tweetcaster, Seismic, Twika, TweetDeck, things like that. So quite a few different options. TweetDeck over here, we can bring that up. And you can see that the actual splash screen's changed as well. So we have TweetDeck, we have the version, the size, and how many downloads. We have our description over here, and this part scrolls up while this stays static. So we can see screens, reviews, developer, related, and more. So you can add more to go to the description. You can see the screenshots and more. Now again, you know, very functional across the tops here. You can see you can search for all products. Take a look at Twitter. Go over here to the top right-hand corner. Click on accounts. Go to your different accounts. Clear search history, purchase history, and more. So quite a few options in the Android market. And we'll jump back out of that and take a look at some of the personal information management tools, calendar, contacts, things like that. So this is going to bring up my Twitter feed of contacts, as well as the contacts that I have as part of the Old Man McTweety test account. So you can see here, we'll go to Alex Wagner, for example, and you can click, and again, very functional up here at the top. All contacts, find contacts, new, go to edit if we wanted to edit Alex, and then you can click done, cancel. So again, optimized for that large display, and then our kind of right-click button, if you will, is over there in the top right-hand corner. So I can scroll them down through here. Oh, my buddy, Anderson Cooper, we'll talk to him. You can see his most recent Twitter update. Then if I want to find a contact like Old Man Baker, he is right there, and I can bring him right up. So same thing with calendar, you know, made for that bigger display. It's been modified around. I can search by day, week, or month up here. So I'll go up to month, for example, and it is, let's say our reader meetup is in San Francisco on Friday the 3rd, so from 7 to 10 p.m. In San Francisco. So let's say meetup, and then it's in San Francisco. Old Man McTweety is from 7 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. So bring it up like that. Where, description, things like that. We don't want a reminder. We're going to get rid of that. And then I can hit done, and it's going to pop up and bring it up right there. So you see, set on Friday, and then I can see it by month if I want to, see that I have it scored in the month calendar. I can see it on the week basis, and I can search if I want to for Meetup, or Meetu as I typed in, and it brings Meetup, the calendar that it's on, the repetition, and more. So again, you know, portrait landscape, very functional, takes advantage of the larger display and ushers in some nice changes to the personal information management stuff on the Android tablets. Google Music announced at Google I/O, finally available to some people via invite. I got my invite and I have my music loaded up, so it works pretty well on the tablet. So I have this up, but I'm going to go back to the album art here so you can see the various album art that I have here. I can scroll back and forth through some of the different songs. I have a pretty eclectic mix of music that I like. Let's go back to Rick Astley. There's no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so you get the idea. So sounds great coming out of the speakers. That's at full volume, by the way, and it's very easy to use. Now, of course, you know it is. I'm on Wi-Fi right now, so buffering is pretty easy, and I haven't had any issues with it here. When you get into like a 3G smartphone on Verizon or AT&T, and you have Google Music installed, it could be an issue because I know I've been listening to music on the Droid X2 demo, for example, and I find that it'll freeze pretty regularly because it's not buffering fast enough. So if you have a 4G device, it's fine, but anyway, this is a tablet review, but it works very well on this tablet. So you have Google Music that you can install if you have the invite. It's nice to be able to sync up your music between your computer and this. It's kind of like an answer to iTunes, if you will, kind of a nice little bridge for Google. So that's pre-installed on here as well. And then let's see, what else? Let's look at Samsung's Music Hub while I'm thinking about it, because I did want to show you this. Skip that message. We're going to bring this up. It's kind of like a music store of sorts for Samsung. So you have all these app stores, Samsung apps, you have the Android market, and then you have this. So we've got Born This Way by Lady Gaga, for example. We'll click on that and bring that up. And we can download the album for $7.77. And you see all the different songs are 99 cents. As well. So we could go to put that one in the cart if we wanted to, add it to the basket, and then we could buy it. And then you could search by genres, playlists, and my page. So if I wanted another song, I could do the same thing and then buy them through the cart. So it's nice to have this on here. It's a good bridge between my argument with Android or with iOS, where there's always been iTunes is out of the box on the iPad 2 and on the iPhone, making it very easy to install music, to install movies out of the box. This is a nice bridge for Android. Still not as clean of an ecosystem as iOS and iTunes, but definitely a good approach. Let's take a look at Quadrant Standard. We'll do a camera test and we'll call it a day. I'm not sure if Quadrant Standard is going to work really well on this, but we can certainly try. Now, I've been pretty impressed overall with this tablet. I love the size. That's my favorite thing about this tablet in comparison to something like a big bulky Motorola Zoom or even something like the G Slate. I think it's a perfect size. I like the size, the display of the G Slate, but I prefer the size and overall feel of the Galaxy Tab 10.1, if that makes any sense. So it's a nice tablet. It's going to be awesome when it lands in the US. And they've definitely improved it, changed it around a little bit from what we originally saw at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona earlier in the year. So it's running through some of these demos here, and let's see what happens. But I love the way it looks. Again, I think this is going to change when you see it launch in the retail space. But other than that, it's definitely a very good tablet. So it's going to load up here. Got the planets and the DNA sample as the last test. Now, I apologize. I said 8 megapixel camera earlier. I don't know why I said that. I meant 3.2 megapixel camera on the back. So let's go to benchmark results. 1,934 on Quadrant Standard. 1,934. So keep that in mind. Very fast tablet, reasonably fast. A little slow for a dual-core processor. Those have been kind of hitting between 2,200 and 2,600. It's a little bit below that, but still a good score nonetheless. So we'll do a camera test here before we sign off and test the 3.2 megapixel camera. Again, I apologize that I said 8 megapixels. There's just so much stuff out right now that it's like overload trying to remember all the different specs. Let's see here. Well, bam, wait for that to focus. Try to get it to focus at least. And you can see not the best picture in the world, but still you can kind of make out the keys. You can't really make out the display on the Veer or the kind of the text up here. You can kind of make it out. The overall device you can make out, and it is black on black, so that's something to keep in mind. Perhaps we can try something like this instead. Trash that. Confirm delete. And we'll bring up the box here and see what that looks like. Now again, 3.2 megapixel camera is not the best in the world. You can definitely tell that's a low resolution camera, but it's decent. I don't expect people to be going around taking pictures of the family repeatedly with your tablet. You do have that front facing camera as well for G-Talk, video capabilities, and for video chatting programs like Quick and things of that nature. So it's a great tablet. I'm excited about it. Can't wait for it to come out in June. It'll be a good addition to the market, and it'll be something that represents Honeycomb well in the battle to overthrow iOS. Much more coverage to come on the Samsung Galaxy Tab on PhoneDog.com. Keep it locked on the site, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and on Twitter, but be sure to like us, particularly on Facebook, at facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away iPad 2s. I love how I just gave a review about this device. I'm pitching iPad 2s, but we are giving those away, smartphones and more, as part of our iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes. It's colossal, so be sure to go check it out. And follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. Keep it locked on the site. Much more coverage to come on this bad boy. We'll see you next time.